In this video, how I stay hydrated at Disney and still have fun. Coming up. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm gonna share how I stay hydrated at Disney World Resort in Florida and still have fun. Now, these tips are pretty affordable. Again, you don't have to buy anything expensive, and they just require a few minor tweaks and adjustments to how you plan your day and the timing of when you go exploring around the parks. So with that said, guys, let's get right into it with one of my favorite tips is get the refillable mugs at Disney World Resorts, because these mugs, if you haven't done this in the past, and if you're afraid of carrying things, or if you think it's an inconvenience, it really isn't that much of an inconvenience. It's actually pretty good when you consider what you get. The Disney refillable mugs are basically mugs that, at least in the past, you could have gotten and refilled them at various designated spots throughout Disney World, including the resorts. And it was great because you could refill them yourself with soda or coffee. So all the fountain drinks basically you could do, and also the coffee. But now in 2020, of course, there are some things you got to keep in mind, and unfortunately things are a little bit different, but you can still have fun with these mugs and you can still have value from them, because the main difference now is that you could have them get refilled. Actually, you have to have them get refilled by a Disney worker there, and they will do that for you. One of the Disney cast members will be happy to fill them up for you, so you just can't physically refill it yourself. That's just a safety measure because of what's going on in 2020. But again, a great option, guys. You have this mug. It's very light. It doesn't weigh a lot. It's very durable. It's not going to scratch up too much. Doesn't take up a lot of room. And I think it's just the right size because, again, it's not too big, not too small. You could fill it with ice, and you have ice water, or you could have your favorite fountain drink with ice or no ice. It's fairly good at keeping things a consistent temperature. It's not a full-blown thermos, but I think it does a pretty good job, especially for just roaming around the parks at hours of the day where it's not too hot or too cold. It almost works like a thermos, and even when it is very hot and you fill it with a drink that has ice, you're good to go there too. You're not going to have a problem with these cups. Again, refillable, you can't go wrong. You don't even need a size bigger because they're just great. You can refill them at any time at the parks, designated areas. So look online, ask the cast member where to do it. That could change, of course, with things that are going on. So be mindful of that. But again, the concept of this is the same, guys. And one of the best features of this and benefits of this strategy is that you can take these cups home because they're very durable. You can wash them. They're made of a hard plastic. They have a nice, sturdy, very good lid, so things are not gonna spill. Has a good handle on it, so you could even take it and put it in your car in a cup holder and be very secure with it. These are great cups, guys, and I would seriously encourage you to buy them, take them home, do not throw them out. They make for great souvenirs, great items that you can look at, like I do when I'm at home and I look at them, and it reminds me of when I was at Disney and exploring and having a great time at Disney. These cups are great, and I use them at home too. I use them in the car sometimes. They're just great to have around. Disney refillable mugs. Definitely take a look at that option. Next is try to take advantage of the special timing of the events, like special magic hours in the morning or late at night, or in the evening, and see if you could do that more often, because then you're not going to have that sun beating down on you, and it's going to be a more pleasant experience, and you're going to be hydrated, a little more hydrated, because when you walk around in the daytime in that Florida sun, when it's humid, and even if it's winter, that sun beating down on you, that Florida sun is different than the sun in other parts of the country, in other parts of the world. It is very intense, and it makes a difference when you go and do most of your walking around. Try to do most of that when you're when it's like evening or early morning, if possible. Next is try to take advantage of especially when it's really hot and really sunny, take advantage of indoor activities, indoor attractions. And what I mean by that is try to schedule some of the indoor shows or indoor activities, indoor attractions when it's very sunny out. You know, this can be something that could help you out a lot if you're a person that really doesn't like the heat and just wants to stay out of it. I know some people, myself, if I get too much heat or too much direct sunlight, I get a headache and I almost start to feel, well, I do start to feel a little bit nauseous. So it's not pleasant for me to do that. But I try to take advantage of, you know, midday activities that are primarily indoors or that are in shaded areas. So I'll walk around, you know, shaded areas of the park. I know Magic Kingdom may not be the best place for walking around shaded areas, but if you try Epcot can be pretty nice to walk around because there's a lot of shaded attractions and just shaded areas of interest where you can still have fun, walk around, and not have the sun, you know, beating down on top of your head constantly. You can do just walking around into the different pavilions, go into the different, like for example, I like to walk into the Mexico Pavilion and into that like pyramid structure. That's great. I like to walk around Morocco, go in there and check out all the beautiful, you know, realistic. I mean, a lot of this, it's like if you're in another country. It's like if you're in Morocco, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. And you walk around there and you're primarily covered in shade as you walk around in and out of the various like alleyways and shops. Very nice. And like I said, going back to the Mexico Pavilion, that is basically my go-to place to, you know, get out of the heat and have fun because I'm in there. It's a nice, beautiful ambiance. Outside, it could be, you know, lunchtime with the sun at its strongest, at its most intense level. But inside the Mexico Pavilion, inside the pyramid structure, it's great because that area there, that little shopping area there is recreating a nighttime evening experience. And when you look up, you're going to see like the stars, the moonlight environment, the blue hour, you know, the beautiful golden hour, blue hour, you know, scenery, ambiance. And it is great, guys. I recommend that you do that. And if you are not necessarily going to Epcot, you know, try Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom has some nice areas where some nice walkways where you can be covered in vegetation. Basically, there's trees around you left and right, and you could do that and have some fun there and be relatively well covered. And the next tip, guys, is one of my favorites, and that is resort hopping. This is awesome because you could basically ride the monorail, travel through to different resorts, see and explore all the other hotels and resorts that maybe you haven't had an opportunity to stay at and you want to see kind of what they're like. You know, definitely, like for example, going into the Contemporary Resort. If you've never stayed there, I know it's not, you know, it's not the most affordable place to stay at. It's pretty expensive, but you can still go there, visit it, and check out the lobby areas, check out the shops in there, ride the monorail, you know, go to the other resorts along that monorail loop around Magic Kingdom, go to the Grand Floridian, you know, definitely one of the most expensive resorts on Disney property, but you know what? You can still visit it and you can still enjoy the lobby area. You could enjoy, you know, having a drink at one of the nice bars there. You could enjoy listening to the music there, going to the spa. You could just really enjoy yourself at the different resorts. Go to the Polynesian, see what that's like. You know, maybe you've stayed at one of these before, but you know, you want to just kind of relive those moments. Believe it or not, you could actually accomplish a lot simply by going there and visiting. Even if you're not actually staying there, it can almost like kind of quench your cravings for wanting to be at that resort. So definitely go resort hopping, guys. Check out the different resorts, you know, all of the resorts, whichever one you like, and maybe explore different ones that you haven't seen before. Maybe you haven't been to Coronado Springs. Maybe you haven't seen the new resort that's next to the new tower, the Riviera Tower. Maybe you haven't seen the new Grand Destino Tower at next to Coronado Springs, because that's beautiful too, and that's also pretty pricey. But you know what? It's beautiful. Check it out. A lot of fun can be had just by walking through the lobby, checking out the different shops. I even love going to Animal Kingdom, going to the lodge and checking out the beautiful, probably one of the most beautiful from a period piece standpoint, from a just recreating that African environment. When you go to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, you're gonna see authentic, beautiful, architectural type of an ambiance where it recreates the African lodge environment, and it's great. It's nice mood lighting. It's kind of a little bit dim. It's great for a sunny day because, again, you're trying to escape the sun whenever possible. You know, you can go in and out. It's no problem. That's what I do. But again, try to take advantage of resort hopping, Animal Kingdom, you know, check that out. Check out the lodge. Maybe you might want to stay there one day as a result of checking out, you know, some of these resorts and kind of rediscovering resorts where before you kind of just didn't think that the parks, or just only thought that the parks was only about rides and attractions. It's not. It's about exploring different resorts, looking at different nooks and crannies of the entire, you know, Disney World complex and seeing what you like, what makes you relaxed, you know, giving you ideas of what to do on your next trip. So definitely take advantage of that, guys. The mugs, the refillable mugs, resort hopping, you know, adjusting the time of day that you attend or walk most of your time in the park. And these activities really help me maximize my enjoyment of these resorts at all times of the day. So with that said, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.